Hey, Storage Prospector here. Just in case it's your first time, um, I've been in the buy, sell, resell, hustle, thrift, junk selling, whatever you want to call it, to make a living for about the last 3 years, and a little longer than 3 years. I went full time back May 17th, so I guess it's getting on 3 years full time. My main source of income is eBay. I have two accounts on eBay. Uh, 85% of my source comes from buying storage units. And if you haven't seen some of my videos, I have 60 plus up there right now that has me rooting, riding, throwing through stuff. But today I'd like to talk about I'm packing up some records. Whether or not you know how to ship. Now, this is just the way I ship. I used to sell my records to a shop called Yellow Dog, which, buy it for probably a quarter what it's worth or something like that. And then I decided to stop being scared and just shipping them on eBay. And he gave me pointers. He told me about that I need to double wrap albums and get good quality boxes. And, so I'm going to put you on the head mount. I'll go through just what I do. And after about 6 months of selling, I had some collectors give me some pointers. One thing in particular, which I've been doing ever since, and I get good feedback on the fact of the way I wrap my records. So hopefully it helps you. So let's check this out. So today we sold 2 records. I've already packed up one. I hated how much I sold this Beatles for, but it sold, and I had maybe 50 cents to $1 into this record, and I sold it for $16.95 plus shipping. And so first thing is, and this was one of the things the collectors told me, always remove the record from the actual cover. Alright? If you don't have the sleeve that it would be in, you can put like tissue paper, or I actually like to put napkins or something on there, and set these different, because these here will slide around in the cardboard sleeves in shipment, and they'll move around, and they could cause damage to the actual sleeve, which if someone's buying as a collector, they want it in as best shape as they can get it in. So you leave it like that. And then Yellow Dog had told me to do this. Take and put a 3-layer on it, so that it ends up double wrapping itself. Okay. And then I take this 2-layer and I put it in the opposite direction. And then I put a little bit of tape on it, so you don't have any tape on the actual record itself. Okay, so now when I first started selling, these were the boxes that I got, the white ones. They're a little bit more stronger. And the next time I ordered record boxes, I had ordered the cheaper ones, and I won't ever go back to the cheaper ones. I don't care what these cost. These end up figuring, when I buy them in bulk, they end up being about 85 cents a box. And bulk is, I think I bought 100 of them last time. Maybe about 50 cents a box. I think I bought 100 last time. They ended up being like 57 cents a box. And 50 of them were like 82 cents a box or something like that. So, a little bit more tape on the ends here. And then everything else is just pretty much this. But this is an important key, because it does have a little bit of movement, but you know the record's safe in there. Now, normally I can pack up 4 records just like this with paper in one of these boxes. And if somebody ends up buying something like that, then usually what I charge them is the flat rate, which I charge either $4.25 or $4.75, depends on how I listed it, is my initial. And if they buy up to 4 records, I charge them 75 cents per record. that they buy. So get the double thing there. I always put the record side up here, and then just taper up. Try to keep that solid. Don't have any gaps. So, I don't know if you sell records. Normally I can pick them up fairly cheap, especially if you're buying in bulk. And I want to say this Beatles one, I want to say I bought them from Brandon. If you've ever seen me talk about Brandon, it was his Thanksgiving sale last year, and I think I ended up spending about $80 on a little over 150 records. So, real good shape, boxed up, it's in there solid, and then I go to shipping. So, I hope this helped you. I've seen people use pizza boxes. I've seen people create boxes for eBay. I want to say I've seen Builder Picker, I think it was Builder Picker, make record boxes, and it's all good. It's whatever you like. I just suggest that the taking of the sleeve out of the actual album cover was suggested by a collector. I had sold about a $215 record to somebody, left the sleeve in, and the person really sent me he didn't send me bad feedback, but he basically said that I wasn't a collector and that I need to pull it out. Ever since then, that was a year ago, I have been pulling the records out of the sleeves, putting them on top of it, and then shipping them. So, and I haven't had any issues with it. I haven't had any issues with anything getting damaged. The only issue I've had in all of my record sales is I was listing, and after you list a whole bunch of stuff and everything else, you get docile, because I accidentally left information for one record and then titled the record and then didn't change the description. So ended up the guy saying it was this condition, and I didn't change the thing, and it was my fault. So you're always wrong on eBay, and as long as you're admitting that you're wrong and you fix the problem, usually that doesn't bite you in the butt. So I hope you learned something from this. Really, really worth it to flip records. If you ever heard of Discogs, that is a great site for pricing. Here, I'll pull this up real quick. Info. This is my thing. All the stuff I have up here. Discogs. Here you go. Discogs. Don't worry about the login. Look, if you haven't been here, this is where you need to be. Now, I'm not saying I solely use this for pricing, but each record has a number. So let's pull. Alright, so Hughes Corporation. So you go up here and you type in your Hughes Corporation. It comes up. Then you go and you look at the albums, and here's the Freedom Stallion right here. There's 27 versions, and if you look on your record, there'll be a number. If it's not on the actual cover itself, which it should be somewhere, this number right here tells you where it was made at. So there's a whole bunch of them. Victor Albums LP, you're looking at the LP, 1973, APL 10323. That's any of these right here. You want, click on the first one. One thing about this site, it'll tell you See, here's everybody that's selling this album, and there's the shapes. There's 489, 499, near mint, near mint, near mint. All these here, me looking at the same stuff, these are all opened ones, and they run between $4 and $8. This one I've got for $9.95 new because it's sealed factory. So it hasn't sold yet. This one came out of a storage unit buy. But it tells you about the price. And if you see a really inflated price on this, I always cross-reference it with eBay and see what sold listings are on eBay. So hopefully between the wrapping of boxes and this site right here, and like I said, always cross-reference with eBay also. But you can also sell on this site, but you are selling specifically to collectors. So you need to make sure that your description of it is on point. To where when I list on eBay, I basically say that I'm not a professional thing, and I try to describe it as best as I can. And so far, it's worked out for me. So, this is Storage Prospector. I hope you like, you share, and I hope this helped you out in some way. Maybe get you into selling records. Alright, it's for a good thing, usually you can get them fairly cheap, and they don't cost that much to ship if you look at buying shipping boxes in bulk. Buying 25 at a time, it ends up figuring up to be about $1.25 a box. Usually it's about $3 to ship it, so you're under $5 shipping, and if you incorporate in your prices, you can turn a 50 cents to $1 buy into $5 to $20 a record. Alright, y'all have a good day. Hope you stay safe. Later.